And being a poet, certainly not in it for the money. Although the money sometimes is good. But, you know, you have to write from someplace in your heart. That's my opinion. And that's when I edit, I look for poetry that moves me. There's a pretty broad spectrum of poetry that will do that. So that's what I try to do when I write my poems, because not all my poems are like that. But, you know, as things happen in the world, things that move me, I write about them. And I don't usually like to write political poetry because I think one's politics is something that should be discussed between you and your bartender. You know, it's just something that I don't like to really talk about. For one thing, I'm a pretty big guy, so I'm a pretty obvious and easy target. Sanitized for your protection. War is hell. William Tecumseh Sherman. The government representative in a rumpled suit angrily explains to us the nature of surgical bombing, how the Tomahawk missile can hit its target with pinpoint accuracy. And I wonder, if this is true, why not use cruise missiles to perform appendectomies or kidney transplants? Then, of course, I realize that it is the aim of all ordnance to perform a bloody surgery in the field, severing limbs, heads, and puncturing bodies with pinpoint accuracy. The law of war says that non-combatants must be spared these indiscretions, but flying pieces of shrapnel know no allegiance to any country or flag. Shrapnel is an equal opportunity destroyer. Indifferent to its surroundings, it will embed itself in a truck or a wall just as easily as it takes off the top of a young boy's head. Today I saw a picture of that boy, just a few photographs from different angles with no quotations about who did this or where or why, no finger of blame pointing in any direction, just a child at peace, perhaps. After suffering through some bad times, a child sleeping, maybe. Nothing out of the ordinary, except for the missing part of his skull just above his eyebrows. Who speaks for this child? Who speaks for those lacerated by Mr. Shrapnel? Who will bring this to the attention of the angry man in the rumpled suit? The general in his snappy uniform, or the mustachioed dictator smug in his bunker? Will the reporter embedded with the Marine unit plead his case? Will it be the angry protester, the TV anchor, you, me? The man in the rumpled suit knows that there are no guarantees of accuracy once the missile is launched, or the bombs are dropped, or the weapon is fired. He knows that accidents happen all the time on the battlefield. It is war, after all. Why can't he just admit this, apologize, and go on to the next question? Tears have no color. It's something I heard on the radio after 9/11. Everyone grieves, from Hitler's kin to those of Jesus Christ, from the suicide bomber's folks to Reagan's minions. Despite who's in power to who is not, death brings all hearts to one cause, one moment of insufferable loss. It's part of the mystery of the heart. No matter how bad or how good you were, inevitably someone will shed tears in your memory. And whether it's right or wrong, those tears will be heartfelt, will be real, not just a made-for-TV moment. Whether you were a son of a bitch from this side of the tracks or the other, someone will mourn your loss, will feel that pang when thinking of calling you, knowing after a few heartbeats that you will not pick up, knowing the emptiness that follows will not easily go away. The damning tongues. is actually, the title comes from a poem by a guy whose last name is Kennedy, but I can't think of his first name, who used to write for the Random Links newspaper in San Pedro. And the damning tongues are the white markers, the gravestones at the big cemetery up there by UCLA. The markers stretch as far as the eye can see, each one saluting a life spent in the name of freedom and its defense. Each year we are reminded of their sacrifice. For them we bring flowers, as solemn-faced men make speeches full of thanks and resolution that their ultimate sacrifice has not been in vain, and soldiers in snappy uniforms fire volley upon volley into the crisp American blue sky. I wonder what this world would be like if there had been no reason to create veterans or fill all these graves.